American pet-owning growers in their 50s and 60s are adding June perennials, popular videos, never checked against ASPCAs. Not because you failed, because nobody showed you the ASPCA verified safe list. These 12 perennials protect your pets and kids as one permanent investment. Before plant number 1, drop your state right now, because your USDA zone completely changes which of these performs best for you. Find yours and pay attention. And the one at number 8, kept quietly off every mainstream shelf since before most growers knew what to look for. This changes everything. Plant number 1, Veronica. An $18 perennial that replaces a potential $1,100 emergency vet visit with zero risk forever. Deep blue-violet spires rise stiff and upright through June, July, and August, dense with tiny star blooms that pull the eye down the entire borderline. Zones 3 through 8, full sun, well-drained soil. This is one of the few standout perennials referenced on the ASPCA non-toxic list for both dogs and cats. It also self-seeds gently and divides cleanly every 3 years, building a permanent safe border without replanting cost. At $18 per plant, one Veronica division becomes 4 plants within 3 years. Permanent value, zero repurchase. Most American growers plant it in poorly drained winter soil, and standing moisture invites crown rot fast. That single drainage mistake kills the plant within 1 season, forcing a full $18 replacement purchase. That drainage fix is simple, but the mistake most growers never catch hides in the very next plant on this list. A name so close to a toxic look-alike that garden centers mix them up constantly. Drop your state in the comments right now. Your USDA zone completely changes which of these performs best for you. And somewhere in this video is the story of a grower in Ohio whose cat needed emergency treatment after one popular perennial. That story is coming. Keep watching. Plant number 2, Salvia nemorosa. This $18 perennial reblooms 3 separate times in a single season if you deadhead it once. Something most garden centers never explain to buyers. Violet-purple spikes hold their color from late spring through early fall, drawing bees and hummingbirds across the entire border without a single toxic risk to pets. Zones 4 through 8, full sun, well-drained soil. That mislabeling risk fades completely with the next plant, because it does something no other flower on this list does. It feeds a specific songbird all winter long if you resist the urge to deadhead the spent blooms. Drop your state below right now. Your exact USDA zone determines how strongly this next one performs for you. That mislabeling risk fades completely with the next plant, because it does something no other flower on this list does. It feeds a specific songbird all winter long if you resist the urge to deadhead the spent blooms. Drop your state below right now. Your exact USDA zone determines how strongly this next one performs for you. Plant number 3, Coreopsis. This $16 perennial does more than bloom gold all summer. It self-seeds freely into a permanently expanding colony without a single extra dollar spent. Golden yellow flowers cascade across the border from early summer into fall. Confirmed safe on the ASPCA non-toxic list for dogs and cats alike. Zones 4 through 9, full sun, well-drained soil. This is a goldfinch specialist plant, feeding wild birds directly from its own spent flower heads straight through winter. It also self-seeds so freely that one $16 plant becomes an entire expanding colony within 2 seasons. Permanently. That colony growth means zero repurchase cost, while your border widens every single year on its own. Most growers deadhead every spent bloom for tidiness, and that habit strips away both the winter bird food and the self-seeding expansion. Leave a portion of spent heads standing through fall, and this $16 investment keeps compounding without spending another dollar. The one ASPCA safe perennial that does something no other plant on this list can is coming next. It spreads into a weed-suppressing carpet that dogs can run through without any risk, and it blooms magenta pink for 3 straight months. Have you ever grown a true geranium? Not the toxic pelargonium lookalike, but the real thing. Drop it below. Plant number 4, hardy geranium. This is the true geranium, not the toxic pelargonium sold under the same nickname at nearly every garden center. Magenta pink blooms spread into a dense weed-suppressing carpet for 3 straight months, tough enough for dogs to run through without any risk at all. Zones 3 through 8. Full sun to part shade, well-drained soil. The critical distinction almost no garden center explains is that true geranium and pelargonium share a nickname but not a safety profile. And only geranium sanguineum is ASPCA, confirmed non-toxic. At $20 per plant, its dense spreading habit replaces mulch and weed fabric permanently across an entire bed. That single planting eliminates a recurring $40 to $60 annual mulch cost while staying completely safe for pet foot traffic. The most common and costly mistake is buying pelargonium at a nursery, assuming the name similarity means identical safety. That mix-up turns a supposedly pet-safe garden into a genuine poisoning risk overnight. The one ASPCA safe perennial that attracts ruby-throated hummingbirds exclusively is coming up next, and it self-seeds safely year after year in a garden where pets and children roam freely. Did you honestly believe every geranium sold at your local garden center was automatically pet safe? Be completely honest. Plant number 5, Penstemon barbatus. This $18 perennial attracts ruby-throated hummingbirds almost exclusively, a pollination relationship most garden centers never mention at checkout. Tubular red-orange blooms rise on tall spikes through summer, confirmed ASPCA safe and self-seeding freely across zones where pets roam without restriction. Zones 3 through 9, full sun, well-drained soil. The tubular shape of this bloom evolved specifically for hummingbird bills, meaning almost no other pollinator can access the nectar inside. That exclusivity draws ruby-throated hummingbirds back to the same bed season after season, a documented territorial pattern. At $18 per plant, its free self-seeding means one original purchase becomes a spreading colony worth well over $100 in nursery value within 4 years. Most growers overwater this perennial out of habit, assuming more water always helps flowering plants. That single overwatering mistake triggers crown rot, killing the plant and erasing that entire $100 compounding return. That overwatering fix protects the flower coming up next, one that lives 20 full years in the same spot without ever needing replacement, division, or a single dollar spent again after planting. What plant or stubborn situation in your own yard has defeated absolutely everything you have tried so far? Tell me below in the comments. Plant number 6, yellow wild indigo. This $24 perennial is a genuine 20-year investment most growers never realize they're making at the nursery register. Blue-green architectural foliage holds its structured shape all season, confirmed ASPCA, non-toxic for dogs and cats, while dark seed pods rattle like tiny maracas once autumn arrives. Zones 5 through 9, full sun, well-drained soil. This plant holds its blue-green architectural form all season, then rattles its own dark seed pods like maracas once autumn wind arrives. That sound and structure make it a 4-season presence, not just a summer bloomer like most perennials on this list. At $24 per plant, a 20-year lifespan works out to roughly $1.20 per year of permanent, zero-maintenance garden structure. Most growers try relocating it after a season or two, assuming any perennial transplants easily like the others. A deep taproot anchors this plant permanently underground, and moving it after establishment kills it outright, erasing the entire investment. That permanence lesson is exactly what one grower in Ohio learned the hard way after making one costly, common mistake with a totally different perennial, and her full story is coming up right now because what happened quietly in her garden could just as easily happen in yours this very season. And we have not even reached number 8 yet. Earlier, at the start of this video, I mentioned a grower. This is that story. She was 63 years old, gardening in Zone 5, Ohio, and planted daylilies straight from a popular garden video without ever checking the ASPCA database first. And when her cat nibbled just one leaf, it triggered acute kidney failure, confirmed hours later by her emergency veterinarian. The bill came to $1,100. And that very same week, she found the ASPCA database and rebuilt her entire border using these 12 verified perennials instead. 3 years later, she has had 0 incidents, and her pets roam that same garden freely every single day. If you are still watching, this next plant is exactly why I made this video. Not for the algorithm, for the grower who stayed until now. Plant number 7, Blue Star. This $22 perennial performs twice a year, something almost no other plant on this list can claim. Steel blue star flowers open in May. Then the entire plant transforms into brilliant yellow fall foliage by September. Confirmed ASPCA, safe and deer-resistant throughout. Zones 3 through 9. This is one of the only plants on this list carrying dual protection, confirmed deer-resistant and ASPCA safe, for both dogs and cats simultaneously. That combination means it survives in yards where deer strip everything else while remaining completely risk-free for pets underfoot. At $22 per plant, 2 seasons of standout color from one purchase delivers value. Most single-season perennials never match. Most growers cut this plant back hard in early summer, assuming tidiness improves its appearance. That single cut removes the exact foliage responsible for the brilliant fall color, erasing half the plant's entire seasonal value. That summer pruning fix protects a very different plant coming up next, one that looks like a cloud of lavender floating 4 full feet above your entire garden bed. It is the only perennial on this list confirmed safe for dogs, cats, children, and deer, simultaneously. 4 full layers of protection inside one single plant. Plant number 8, Meadow Rue. This $22 perennial stacks 4 separate layers of protection that no other plant on this entire list can match at once. Lavender flower clusters float nearly 4 feet above the ground on thread-thin stems, confirmed safe for dogs, cats, and children, while also naturally deer-resistant. Zones 4 through 8, afternoon shade, well-drained soil. No other plant on this entire list is simultaneously safe for dogs, safe for cats, safe for children, and naturally deer-resistant at the same time. That 4-layer stacking makes it the single most protective purchase on this list for households with both pets and kids. At $22 per plant, one purchase eliminates 4 separate categories of risk that would otherwise require 4 different research sessions. Most growers plant this in full sun across zones 6 through 8. Assuming more light always means better blooms. Full afternoon sun scorches the delicate foliage badly. So afternoon shade is required to protect this $22 investment. That shade requirement protects a very different plant coming up next, one that does something no other flower on this entire list can manage. Its blooms dry perfectly for arrangements, filling your home with everlasting color all winter. What plant or situation in your own yard has defeated everything you have tried? Tell me below. Plant number 9, Cupid's Dart. This $16 perennial does something no other flower on this list can. Its papery sky blue blooms dry perfectly for arrangements that last all winter indoors. Fresh flowers bloom continuously from June through September, confirmed ASPCA safe for dogs and cats throughout that entire stretch. Zones 4 through 8, full sun. This flower delivers dual value, thriving fresh in the garden while also drying perfectly for indoor arrangements that last through winter. That everlasting quality means one $16 plant produces both live summer color and reusable dried decor permanently. At roughly $8 per store, bought dried bundle, one healthy plant easily replaces $40 or more in floral purchases yearly. Most growers in Zone 7 and warmer expect this to behave as a long-lived perennial like the others here. In hot climates, it actually behaves as a short-lived, self-seeding biennial. So let some blooms go to seed each fall. That self-seeding habit protects a very different plant coming up next, one with the longest safe bloom season on this entire list, running steadily from June all the way through October without a single gap in continuous color. Have you ever grown a flower specifically to dry it for winter arrangements at home? Drop it below in the comments. Plant number 10, pincushion flower. This $18 perennial blooms longer than anything else on this list, holding sky blue button flowers from June straight through October without pause. Swallowtails and monarchs visit almost exclusively. Confirmed ASPCA safe for dogs and cats across that entire 5-month stretch. Zones 3 through 7, this is a genuine butterfly specialist, drawing swallowtails and monarchs almost exclusively across a 5-month bloom window. Nothing else here matches. That extended season means continuous pollinator activity in your yard from early summer through the first fall frost. At $18 per plant, 5 months of non-stop blooms equals replacing 3 separate shorter season annuals every single year. Most growers plant this in standard alkaline soil without testing first, assuming any well-drained bed works fine. This species needs neutral to slightly acidic conditions specifically, and alkaline soil quietly stunts its growth for the plant's entire lifespan. That soil pH fix protects the most unusual safe perennial on this entire list coming up next. A plant most American gardeners have honestly never even grown, with dark crimson blooms that attract every single butterfly species living in your zone. Have you ever grown a flower specifically to attract butterflies to your yard? Drop it below. Plant number 11, Nocia. This $18 perennial is virtually unknown in American gardening, despite being completely safe and remarkably easy to grow well. Dark crimson pincushion blooms open continuously from June all the way through October, confirmed non-toxic and self-seeding freely across the entire border. Zones 4 through 7, full sun, well-drained soil. This is the most unusual color among every safe perennial on this list. A deep crimson almost never seen in mainstream American nurseries or catalogs. That rarity gives serious growers genuine collector, plant discovery value most garden centers cannot offer at any price. At $18 per plant, its free self-seeding habit means one original purchase quietly fills an entire border within 2 to 3 seasons. Most growers expect this plant to stay compact, like its pincushion flower relatives on this list. Nocia sprawls attractively instead, so give it 2 full feet of spacing, or it crowds its neighbors fast. That spacing lesson protects the final plant on this entire list, the most cold hardy one here, confirmed all the way to Zone 2, the one safe perennial that builds a dense, pet-proof thicket, protecting your entire garden perimeter completely. Drop your state below right now. Your exact zone determines how this final closer performs for you. Plant number 12, False Spirea. This $22 perennial is the single most cold hardy plant on this entire list, confirmed to survive all the way into Zone 2. White feathery plumes bloom in July, while suckering roots spread into a dense, pet-proof thicket, confirmed safe for dogs, cats, and children. This plant spreads by suckering roots, rather than seed, quietly building an expanding thicket that thickens every single year without any replanting cost. That suckering habit turns one $22 plant into an entire perimeter hedge within just a few seasons. Permanently, compared to buying individual hedge shrubs at $25 each, one false spire planting can replace $200 or more in perimeter hedging over time. Most growers plant this in a small or narrow space, assuming it stays contained like a typical perennial. It spreads aggressively via suckers instead, so give it real room or install a root barrier from the start. That root barrier lesson closes out all 12 plants on this list. But 3 important things about this entire safe garden system that almost no other source puts together in one place are coming up right now. What plant or situation in your own yard has defeated absolutely everything you have tried? Tell me below. 3 things about pet-safe gardening that almost no source puts in one place. The ASPCA Animal Poison Control Hotline runs 24 hours at 888-426-4435, and calling within the first 30 minutes after suspected ingestion dramatically improves outcomes. Daylilies remain one of the most recommended perennials in popular garden content, yet they cause acute kidney failure in cats specifically, with Coreopsis or Veronica serving as confirmed safe replacements. The single verification step that eliminates plant toxicity risk permanently takes only 60 seconds. Search the plant's exact botanical name alongside ASPCA before every single purchase you make. These 12 perennials together represent a permanent safety investment, each one preventing a potential $800 to $1,500 emergency vet visit for the entire life of your garden. Here is exactly where to begin, based on your exact zone, starting right now. Here's exactly where to begin. Zone to plants to $1. If you garden anywhere in zones 2 through 6, start with Veronica, False Spirea, Hardy Geranium, Blue Star, and Penstemon barbatus. 5 extreme cold selections, every single one ASPCA verified safe. That together prevent a potential $800 to $1,500 emergency vet visit across America's coldest growing regions this exact season. If you garden in zones 6 through 9, start with Salvia nemorosa, Coreopsis, Yellow Wild Indigo, Pincushion Flower, and Ganatia. 5 warm zone selections, every single one ASPCA verified safe. Ready for you to plant this June before the peak planting window fully closes for the season. Miss this window entirely, and your very first result waits a full year. So make every one of today's planting decisions count. You just discovered 12 perennials that ASPCA veterinary toxicologists verified safe for dogs, cats, and children, preventing $800 to $1,500 in emergency vet visits permanently. If this protects your family, hit like right now so other pet-owning growers find it before this planting season ends. Comment how many pets you have and which of these 12 plants you are adding first this June, then subscribe to Planter Lab, because serious growers always verify before they plant anything new. 50 years of hard-earned plant knowledge, delivered fresh every single week for the grower who actually wants to know the truth.